You've probably heard about the 15 days of celebration for the Chinese New Year. Yes, the traditional celebration is known to last 15 days, from the first day of the lunar year, which this year is February 17th, until the Lantern Festival, which happens on the 15th day, which this year will be March 3rd. In many places, people also count the eve as part of the period. And so you'll sometimes hear someone say that Chinese New Year lasts 16 days, but traditionally it's 15 days. And they start being counted from the first day of the lunar year, which this year will be February 17th. If the eve, which is the night of the big family reunion, with the farewell dinner for the old year, which I already explained in the previous video, if that's included in the count, then yes, it's 16 days. Now, I'm going to explain the spirit of these 15 days to you so that you can feel the energy of each one of them and understand why this cycle doesn't end at the turn of the year but unfolds gradually. Let's go then! Day 1, the first day, the day of the year's birth, February 17th this year. The first day is the day of the cycle's birth. We already talked a lot about it in the previous video, but in short, it's a day of care, intention, and presence. You don't sweep the house, you don't throw out trash, and you don't do heavy cleaning so as not to symbolize discarding the luck, prosperity, and blessings that are coming in. It's a day focused mainly on the closest family, with an exchange of wishes, with positive words, and with a lot of attention to how one expresses themselves. In many homes, this day also includes honoring ancestors with incense, with simple offerings, or conscious moments of gratitude. The central idea is to start the year without noise. Day 2. On the second day, the expansion of the family. The first day was focused on the closest family nucleus. Now, the second day is usually dedicated to family visits, often to the family on the maternal side. It's a day of circulation, it's a day of meetings, of continuing the good wishes, and it still requires great care with words and attitudes, because the start of the cycle is still open and is still very sensitive. It's like a newborn baby. And here, it's worth emphasizing again that these customs vary in local traditions and vary from family to family. So is it like this in every place and home in China? No, it's not an absolute rule. Traditions vary a lot from region to region and from family to family. Day 3, a more reserved day. In many traditions, the third day is seen as a more introspective day. Large visits or very busy meetings are avoided. It's a day more associated with restraint, withdrawal, and observation. It's as if, after reaffirming bonds, the cycle begins to ask, and you as an individual, how will you go through this new time? Day 4, preparation for the return to the world. The fourth day begins to mark a transition. In some regions it is associated with preparing for the return of activities, the internal organization of the home and life. It's not yet a day of full action, but you already begin to feel the movement of the cycle taking shape. Day 5, prosperity and business. The fifth day is traditionally associated with prosperity and the resumption of commercial activities. In many places, this is the day when stores and businesses begin to reopen. There is the symbolic idea of receiving prosperity, and therefore, it is seen as an important day for work, money, and material movement. Day 6, movement and circulation. The sixth day is a day of more movement. People begin to go out more, to circulate, to visit, and to gradually resume life outside the home. And with that, the energy begins to expand beyond the family core. Day 7, the day of the human being. The seventh day of the Chinese New Year has a very special meaning in Chinese tradition. In many regions, it is known as Renri, which can be translated as Human Being Day. Why? Because according to tradition, this is a symbolic day of the birth of humanity. Within Chinese mythology, there is the idea that living beings were created on different days and that the seventh day would be the day dedicated to the human being. Regardless of the literal reading of this story, what remains to this day is the symbolic meaning of this day. Human Being Day, then, is a day of celebration of life, not of a specific person, but of the human condition itself. It is a day that invites reflection on being alive, on existing, on occupying a place in the world. Therefore, it is traditionally associated with wishes for health, well-being, and longevity. And in many families, this is a day when wishes for good health for the coming year are reinforced, not only physically, but also emotionally and mentally. In some regions, there is a custom of preparing specific dishes that are associated with life or associated with growth, such as salads, such as fresh foods, symbolizing vitality and renewal. Once again, this varies quite a bit from region to region, but the essence is the same: celebrating the life that continues. Philosophically, this day brings a very beautiful message. After days dedicated to family, dedicated to ancestors, to prosperity, to the organization of the cycle, the seventh day turns its gaze back to the human being as the center of responsibility. It's almost like a reminder that the new year isn't just about luck, about money, about rituals, but about how we as human beings are going to live this time. This day invites us to remember that being alive is already an extraordinary event, and that taking care of one's own health, one's own balance, and one's own humanity isn't selfishness, it's the foundation. Without a whole human being, no cycle truly flourishes. So this day, it will mark an important transition within the 15 days. From it, the energy begins to move away from the exclusive focus on family and initial rituals and begins to expand to life, to the world, to social interaction, and to the gradual return to activities. Day 8, spiritual preparation. The eighth day usually has a more symbolic and spiritual character. In some traditions, it's lived as a day of preparation for celebrations linked to the Jade Emperor. It's a day of intention, it's a day of requests and alignment. Day 9, Day of the Jade Emperor. The ninth day is, in many popular traditions, associated with the Jade Emperor, a very important symbolic figure in Chinese cosmology. And this day can involve rituals, offerings, and specific celebrations depending on the region and the religious line of that family. And here it's important to reinforce that these rites vary quite a bit, but that the meaning is always the same: order, balance, and harmony between heaven, earth, and humanity. Now, on days 10, 11, and 12, these days will be days of social integration. They're usually marked by broader gatherings, collective meals, visits to friends, more distant relatives, and a greater, more integrated social interaction. The year's energy is already more stabilized, and life begins to flow more naturally from then on. Day 13, simplicity and adjustment. The 13th day is, in many traditions, a simpler day. After many gatherings, rich meals, this day is usually associated with lighter foods and a calmer day, a calmer pace. It's a day of adjustment, almost like a conscious pause. Day 14, preparation for the closing. The 14th day is a day of preparation for the Lantern Festival. Houses begin to organize again, lanterns are prepared, and the energy turns toward the closing of the celebratory cycle. Day 15, Lantern Festival. The 15th day of the Chinese New Year officially ends the cycle of celebrations with the Lantern Festival. It happens on the first full moon of the new year, which this year will be on March 3rd. And this detail is very important because the full moon within Chinese culture symbolizes fullness, totality, and integration. It is the moment when the moonlight is complete, with no hidden parts, and this speaks directly to the idea of closing a cycle. That is why the Lantern Festival is not just a beautiful party, it is a closing rite, a moment of clarity to illuminate what was started. The lanterns, they represent this light that is now being lit, light to see the path, light to bring emotional clarity, light to integrate everything that was experienced over the previous 15 days. During this festival, people take to the streets, walk around, observe the lanterns, the ornaments, and the decorations. In many regions, there are riddles written on the lanterns, inviting reflection and playing with intelligence and creativity. In others, there are large lantern exhibitions, visual displays, fireworks, or even modern drone shows, always keeping the central idea of light in the sky and light in the environment. This movement of walking together under the light has a very beautiful meaning. And why? Because it symbolizes the return to the world. After days focused on family, the home, internal alignment, now people return to what? To social life, but in an integrated way, taking with them everything that was prepared and cultivated at the start of the cycle. A very traditional food during these days are those glutinous rice balls. They are round, soft, and generally served with a sweet broth. The round shape symbolizes completeness and unity. The texture symbolizes union, that which keeps people together. Eating this rice ball on this day is to wish for a year, that the year continues with sweetness, with harmony, with integrated relationships. And philosophically, this day brings a very powerful message, which is the cycle began with preparation, cleaning, and organization, went through the family transition, crossed days of good wishes, alignment and adjustments, and now ends with light. The light here is not just external, it symbolizes internal clarity, consciousness, and vision. It is as if tradition said, now that the year has started, may it be lived with more lucidity, more presence, and more direction. And this day officially closes the celebratory cycle of the Chinese New Year and marks the full return to daily life, now under the new energy of the year that is beginning. And what's universal in this whole process isn't the details of each ritual, because they'll vary a lot from one region to another, but the structure of the cycle as a whole, which is conscious preparation, the family gathering, the days of good wishes and alignment, and finally the closing with light to illuminate the path of the year that's being born. And now, if you ask me, do I need to follow all of this exactly step by step to experience the Chinese New Year? I'll tell you, no. The goal isn't to copy customs as if you were Chinese, as if you'd been born in China or had been raised there your whole life. The goal is to respect the logic of the rite and incorporate what resonates within you, what makes sense in your heart. It's closing the old with awareness and opening the new with clarity. It's living the days following the new year as a period of alignment. It's like when you do something on the outside, changing what's on the inside. You realize that time isn't just a sequence of days, that time has texture. And Chinese tradition teaches exactly how to feel this texture. It teaches that some beginnings call for silence, others will call for presence, others will call for gratitude, and others will call for light. And this is emotional refinement, it's conscious choice, it's learning from others, leaving behind what doesn't make sense, and taking with us what resonates with our essence. It's not just a date on the calendar. In the next video, I'll close this first major part of the series, explaining what happens after these 15 days of celebration, how the energy of the year begins to be lived in practice, why the Chinese New Year doesn't end with the party, and how this cycle starts to influence habits, choices, and care throughout the whole year. If you have any questions, write them in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video.